You already know you're meant for more. You have big goals and you have big dreams, but nothing's changing for you. Why? It's because winners don't dream, they move. And until you figure out what's stopping you from movement, your life is gonna stay the same. So let's change that. And I remember there's this one day where I was completely off the night before. I overdosed on sweets, like I ate a ton of cookies, and I'm pretty sure cake. I smoked, I stayed up past my bedtime, and I just, it was a bad night. But despite having that bad night, I still woke up at 5:30 a.m. Did not feel like getting up. I'm tired. I want to go back to sleep. And I sit in front of my computer and I start writing out some scripts for YouTube. And when I finish that, I crash out and I recover. But no matter how bad I felt, I still got up and did the one thing that mattered most to me, which is content. And I tell you this story because I want you to understand getting success, whatever that means to you, it doesn't care about if you show up and you do your best and you're in this perfect mindset to do it. Like, success doesn't care about how you show up, essentially. It just cares that you show up. So you don't have to show up and know everything that you're doing. You don't have to show up and be in your best A game every single day. You don't have to show up wanting to show up. But it's the ones who continue to show up and continue to show up despite everything that ultimately wins. The person who quits, like the hare, the tortoise and the hare. The hare was in like control of the whole race. It was number one, but it didn't follow through on that finish line. The turtle kept taking one step at a time, and because you didn't quit, it got success. It won the race. Whereas the tortoise, not the tortoise, but the hare, quit short of finishing, of passing that finish line. I hope that made sense. That literally just came to my mind as I was like talking, and I'm like, I'm gonna use it, but I hope I didn't just kill it. But just to really get this point way home, think about how many times you show up to work and you're just completely out of it, and maybe you show up to school and you still get through the day successful. Maybe at school nobody calls you out on anything, and at work you still get a paycheck. Like you can show up to work and do the bare minimum and still get a consistent paycheck. So like it doesn't like success doesn't really care about how you show up, although how you show up does impact your success. But if you're not showing up at all because you think you have to be the best version of yourself and you can't yet, then you're guaranteed to not get success. So the whole thesis with this video is to help you consistently show up. And once showing up becomes your default, then we can pivot to saying, okay, well, how can I show up at my best every single day? But if you're at level 0 right now and you're not showing up, you can't expect to jump to level 10 of you constantly showing up, being at your best, and never falling off. Like, that's not going to happen. And even the people who are the greats, they have times where things aren't the best, but they still show up and show out. And like not show up and do like 100%, but they still show up, right? I remember seeing this interview with Kobe, and they asked him what what was the less amount, or like what was the most amount of sleep he's ever played on a game, or like not the most, but the least amount of sleep he's ever played in the game. They asked this question to Kobe, and Kobe said no hours. Like I stayed up entire day and night because things got in the way, but I still showed up to play the game. He he did his little thing. He ate up as Kobe is going to do. But that just goes to show that the high achievers, the winners, they understand that this no matter what, if you can show up and be 100% or you show up and you're on 0%, you still show up. Like that's it. So if you really want to achieve greatness in your life, I'm assuming that's what you want because you're still on this video. I'm going to show you how to show up for what matters most, no matter what comes up, no matter if you have a good start or bad start to your day, no matter if you know what to do or you don't know what to do, or no matter if something pops up in your day and completely throws you off track and you're spinning, you don't know what the heck is going on. Once you understand what I'm going to break down for you, you'll be able to always lock in and focus on what matters most to you. And if you keep focusing on what matters most to you and showing up, it will materialize in your life. Because you cannot bring what you want, you can't bring what you want to this reality without first knowing what you want, but also having the right actions aligned. to show that you actually are doing the work and planting the seed to get what you want. And it doesn't mean you have to work hard. It just means you have to have the right actions, have the actions that are aligned with what you see. And this is how you're going to do that. So think about your goal. Like whatever it is you want to achieve. My goal obviously is to be successful on YouTube, is to make money online. Another goal of mine is to make 3 friends in this new area I'm in, because I want to have those connections. So whatever goal you have, it doesn't have to be big. It can be small. It can be whatever. Just whatever you want to get around to. Think about it. And once you figure out what it is, think about what are the 1 to 3 actions you can take. Okay, and these don't have to be, you know, gigantic actions, but what are the things you can do that will give you the most progress towards reaching the goal you just said you wanted? So for me, one of my goals is to make money online. So what are the 1 to 3 actions I can do that will allow me the most, that will give me the most leverage for making money online? Well, one, it is having a product or service I can sell that is online. Okay. Number 2 is posting content promoting that product or service, and that's it. So if I want to make money online, I literally have to just have something people can buy from, and then create some content that leads them back to the thing people can buy from. And if that's all I do, I will make a sale online. And that's literally what I've done. I have made money online. I'm not saying I made a ton of money, but I have made money online selling. That's giving me their hard-earned dollars to me because I made a video and pointed out the link in my description. They clicked the link and they bought. It's as simple as that. And I can go down the rabbit hole of all the goals I have and just literally give you 1 to 3 behaviors that give me the most leverage, and I just do that and I see results. And so the same thing would apply to you. Just like figure out what your goal is, and then the 1 to 3 actions that would give you the most leverage, and then just go all in on that. Now, when you figure out your actions, you do want to rank them in order. So what's number 1? What's number 2? What's number 3? Today, for example, I am going to be I'm going out on a friend date around like 11. It's 10:05 right now, so I don't have too long to make these videos, but I'm gonna knock out as many as I can. But I considered that. Now, my biggest thing, the one thing that's most important to me, is recording content. So that's the only thing I'm really prioritizing today. When I got up in the morning, I got all my writing done completely, because I'm still catching up. I got all my writing done completely. With the main goal is I want to record videos. I went on my walk because I wanted to get that morning sunlight in my eyes. After I finished breakfast, I immediately sat down to record videos. Now, if I don't get all my videos done before this friend date, when I come back, that's the only thing I'm going to be focused on until it's done. Then when it's done, I'm good. I'm good. And then I can focus on, okay, if I want to focus on number 2, I can. If I want to focus on number 3, I can. But as long as I get number 1 done, that's a good day for me. And so you want to be able to have that type of clarity as well. This is why you want to rank what's most important. And by all means, if you don't get everything done, at least put some work in on number 1. And you might be thinking, why only 3 things though? Like, can I do a little bit more? You could, but in short, not really, because there's a rule stated, the 80-20 rule. And this rule says 80% of what you get comes from 20% of the things you do. So real quick, 80% of pollution comes from 20% of companies. 20% of the world holds 80% of the wealth. You hang out with 80% of your friends 20% of the time. In short, the small leads to the big, and the big can lead to the small, conversely. So if you're doing the small, most important actions, you'll get 80% of the results you want. But if you do more than 20% of the actions, that means you'll be doing the 80% load and only getting 20% of the results back. So in short, you could do more actions, but the more you do, the less you get back in return. Whereas the less you do, the more you get back. And I know that's kind of hard to like wrap your head around, but that's literally facts. That's how things work around here. The less you do, the more you get. More you do, less you get. In a weird way. So just focus on handling that number 1 item on your list. And then anything else is a bonus. Like, you don't have to make this any more complicated. If you just focus on the number 1 thing, and every single day you get the number 1 thing done, you're good. And even if something pops up in your day, you're just having a bad start, like whatever, you can take care of any chaotic thing that happens and still have time to take care of the number 1 thing, because it's only 1 thing. It's not like you're going into your day and saying, I gotta get this and that and this and that done. No, it's literally, I'm going to get this done. And this is going to set me up way more than anything else I could do. Now, making plans like this, it's crucial if you want to live a life of design. If you don't want to be living the default life where you kind of just go to work and then come home and entertain yourself, and you think about the things you want to do, but you never get around to doing it because you don't know how. It's because we weren't taught how to live by design. We were taught to just entertain ourselves and go to work. Now, if you want to learn how to live more by design, I do have a course titled Live by Design. It's the first thing in my description. Go and check that out if you're interested in that. Now, I mentioned this in the video. I mentioned this a few times, but I have been in the hospital this week since Monday. My best friend was admitted. She's doing better now. She's home, but I was with her from Monday to Wednesday, and during that time, I literally, no, Monday through Thursday, but literally throughout that entire time, I was not doing any type of content creation because I'm just focused on my friend. We're just here together, and it's just being in a hospital setting. I'm sorry, I just didn't get anything done. Now, my number one thing for this week was to have my talking heads written down, record videos, and get them uploaded. Like that's what matters most. And notice how it's number one was writing. Now, while I was in the hospital, I wasn't getting much done, but I knew this is the one thing that had to get done, writing. And so I remember it was like on the last day that me and her were together because she went back home and I went back home. It was early in the morning. I woke up because it's not really easy to get comfortable sleep in a hospital chair. But I woke up and I had a few hours where I knew I wouldn't be interrupted because my friend was still asleep. It was early in the morning. And so instead of just watching TV or just laying there or going back to sleep or getting on my phone, I was like, this is the perfect time right now to write some scripts, to write some talking heads because I haven't gotten around to it. But I know this is the one thing that matters most to me. And so I locked in. And even though I didn't feel like writing, I still did it up until she woke up until I just couldn't focus anymore. I was writing. So this stuff really works. I'm doing it, and it will help you do the same thing too. So hold yourself accountable and let me know in the comments at least what is the number one thing you'll be doing every single day. And don't feel like you have to do like 30 minutes, an hour this day. If you only show up for 2 minutes on what you're trying to do, that's a whole lot better than not showing up at all. I will say make sure you look at the actions you wrote down every single day. Know what the number one, two, three things are for you in your life. Like if you need to have it on like stamped onto your brain. So whenever you have time to work on it, you can work on it. And then when it's done, you ain't gotta worry about anything else. Right? And even if you don't fully complete the number one thing you did, as long as you put an effort on doing it, that matters a lot more than anything else. And that's showing to your identity that this matters to you. And that once it gets into your identity, that this is something that is important to you, that this is who you are, you're the person who shows up for this thing, everything will change for you. I'm telling you. But if you don't keep showing up despite everything and you don't take these plans into account, I promise you, you might as well say goodbye to those big goals and dreams you have because you will not achieve them. And I don't want that to happen for you. So understand what matters most to you and focus only on that. And then when that's done, you're good. All right? I'll see you for the next video.